Good morning, I'm still Jeremy, and I'm here in a hotel room in Nagoya, Japan. And I'm just about to check out, and I'm going to go down to the station and take a named train service, a limited express service called Nanki, that goes down the JR tracks and other people's tracks, down the Kii Peninsula. I've given myself plenty of time. My train, my Nanki train, leaves at 10:01 a.m. It's now about 9:25, so I'll give myself plenty of time to get there and get lost and wander around and find my station and my platform. Here's my ticket, and I hope it accepts me. Here we go. That's mine, 10:01, the Limited Express Nanki number 3 for Kii Katsuura, track 12. Here's 10, 11, 13. Oh, 12, 12, 12, okay. All right, still 20 minutes to go. Kii Katsuura, 2 cars. This train used to be, oh, there it is. Used to be a lot more cars, but decreasing ridership has brought it down. My train today is from the sleek new HC85 series. It's a JR Central original introduced in 2022. HC85s are used for Nanki and for another limited express service a bit further north called Hida. Due to decreasing ridership, the Nanki is down to only 2 cars, neither of them the extra luxury green car. The HC85 green car is only on the Hida service. HC means hybrid car. This is Japan's first diesel and battery hybrid train. The Nanki connects Nagoya and Kii Katsuura in the Nachi Falls area, down the remote and rugged Kii Peninsula. Originally another service, Kuroshio, which these days includes the Panda train I rode in another video, went between Osaka all the way around the peninsula and to Nagoya. But in 1978, that was scaled back to just the Osaka to Shingu portion. The Nanki was established to serve the eastern part. Today, the entire Nanki ride, end-to-end, takes 4 hours, goes 246 kilometers through 3 prefectures, and services a total of 13, and one day a year, 14, stations. Nanki runs 4 times a day in each direction, though the southern point isn't always Kii Katsuura. The trains don't turn around for the return trip, and they can be driven from either end. So the crew come in and clean and rotate each seat, and when they're done, it's time for the adventure to begin. All right, I'm excited. Here's my first step ever onto a Nanki train on this new diesel hybrid train. Car 2, seat 5D. It used to be called Nanki Wide View because of the nice forward-facing vistas from inside the cars, but the wide view phrase was dropped in 2022 because these new hybrid trains end in solid walls and doors without windows. Onboard sales of food and drinks on the Nanki were removed in 2013. There's not even vending machines aboard now. Nice seat, kind of firm and comfortable. The colors here are based on fall leaves on this part of the line, this part of Japan, but there won't be any today because it's mid-January. As far as amenities, there's the tray. And I brought a lunch, so I'll be using the tray later. A hook for your coat or your trash bag or whatever. A mesh pocket for your drink or your trash or your phone or whatever. Something I like, the flat windowsill, so you can put a drink there, and on these trains they tend not to move around and spill, they just stay right there. Each seat has a plug and it reclines. And so it does. Wow, that's pretty far back. I bought my ticket on this last night. The seat next to me was also available. So I chose the window seat. We'll see if anybody has since bought this seat. So maybe I have this all to myself the whole ride. Maybe part of it, maybe not. Who knows?
指定席は、2号車と1号車の座席番号7番から9番です。自由席は後ろから1号車の座席番号1番から6番です。車内は電気は不適切です。おたばこはご遠慮ください。終電計画の列車の販売の影響はございませんが、ご注意ご了承ください。
As soon as this train pulled out, after just 5 seconds, the first thing I thought was, wow, this is a smooth train. It just felt really smooth going out, none of the herky-jerky and rattling and any of that stuff. For a while south of Nagoya, as Aichi Prefecture gives way to Mie Prefecture, these JR tracks stayed close to the Kintetsu tracks, sometimes crossing them, but of course never touching. And however you leave Nagoya, it takes a while for the mammoth infrastructure and the urban sprawl to thin out. This is Kuwana Station's our first stop. It's shared by JR and Kintetsu and Yoro Railway, a third-party railway, which I hope to ride someday. The Kintetsu line, the Kintetsu trains here have far more riders than the JR line. There's almost nobody here on the platform. I think every station that's shared between Kintetsu and JR in this area, that's the case.
ご乗車ありがとうございます。特急南紀3号紀伊勝浦行きです。次は四日市です。
Alright, between the two cars here, take a look at the facilities here. The Nanki features what JR calls the Nano Museum. At the moment, it's a single display of the intricate art of Issei Katagami, traditional paper-making and cutting-out designs developed in this part of Japan, which was once called Issei Province before it became Mie Prefecture. Nice, very wide bathroom and everything glistening and gleaming. All the complicated toilet controls. We go take a look at the other car. We just left Yokkaichi Station, and Yokkaichi is the biggest city in Mie, although it's not the capital. We'll be at the capital a little bit later. Yokkaichi is famous for once being the most polluted city in all of Japan. So it's huge industry. The huge industry is still there, still here, but it's cleaner now, so they say. Suzuka Station. Now, this is a very important station on this route. From here to the next station, Tsu,
ご乗車ありがとうございます。
it's not JR tracks. The JR tracks do go continue, but they go off that way.
次は
And
津です。
it would be too far out of the way for this train. So what we do is JR uses the tracks of the Issei Railway. Just for a brief time, the Issei Railway goes farther, but we use the Issei Railway tracks here. And so part of the price that I paid for the ticket actually goes to the Issei Railway, like 520 yen. Also, Issei trains sometimes use part of the JR tracks just behind us, so they have to pay JR sometimes when they do that. So everybody pays each other just to use these tracks. We'll rejoin JR tracks later, but for this we're using someone else's tracks. And if you have a JR pass, which I've never used JR pass because it's only for people who are visiting on a tourist visa, and I've never been to Japan on a tourist visa, but if you're using a JR pass, you can use this, you can ride the Nanki train, I think, but you have to pay an extra 520 yen cash to be able to ride this part if you're going to be on this section, because the Issei Railway needs its money. Around here is a station called Suzuka Circuit Ino. Multiple daily Issei Railway trains stop there, and so does the Nanki, but only on the one day of the year in fall when there's an auto race at the nearby Suzuka racetrack. Today we'll just have to imagine it as we fly by. The Nanki claims to have Wi-Fi. You register with a social media account, or as I did, an email address with a link in an email they send, and yes, today at least, the onboard Wi-Fi works. Okay, we are at Tsu Station, and Tsu is a city, it's the capital of Mie, not the biggest city, but the capital of Mie Prefecture. It's the easiest train station name in all of Japan to write, because if you write it in hiragana, it's just one stroke. And Tsu is the end of using the Issei tracks. There's a Kintetsu train right here just leaving. But from here, we're back on the JR tracks.
Thank you for traveling.
And when the train stops at a station, the engine turns off. I've never seen that before. I guess it's because it's a hybrid train. So the air conditioner and the lights and stuff still seem to be on, but the engine stops. So it's very quiet, very smooth when you're at a station. This isn't a stop, but we're stopped here at this station because the driver wanted to do some rocking with docking. Alright, we are at Matsusaka Station. Matsusaka is a city famous for its beef. This is also where I began my ride on a spur line from here called the Meisho line, which is one of my favorite trains I've ever been on. So if you like Japanese trains, I strongly recommend you go watch that video, the JR Meisho line. I'm going to be coming back here soon to investigate the city a little more, because I've never really seen the city. But here we are. Okay, we're at Taki Station, and some things have changed. We're no longer alongside the Kintetsu line. It's only JR from here out. Right after this, there's a branch line that goes off called the Sangu line, and it goes off to the east. But we are only by ourselves. The train line, the train line I'm on, the JR line, goes around the coast of the Kii Peninsula, and it's one of the longest stretches of train track in Japan, where there's no other connecting lines to it until you get way over into Wakayama Prefecture. So really by ourselves now. We might get some more windiness and more hilliness. Also, this is Taki Station, and if you like the name Taki, you should come here because it's Taki Station. It's located in a section of town. The section is called Taki. The town itself is called Taki, and it's all in the Taki district of Mie. So 4 Takis deep here.
ご乗車ありがとうございます。特急南紀3号 Kii Katsura行きです。次は水上です。
JR Central is justifiably proud of its hybrid train technology. The screen in the passenger car tells you when the train's battery is being used and when it's being charged. I'm doing my part to drain the battery. And we're finally in the mountains, so tunnels, curves, and mysterious little communities. Next is Misedani Station, the least used station that the Nanki stops at. On average, fewer than 200 people a day board trains here. Nobody's getting on the Nanki number 3 today. In fact, we lost one. Okay, we are at Kii Nagashima Station, where I just saw the first view down here of the Pacific Ocean and the sea and everything. So it's getting exciting. A lot of tunnels, a lot of mountains. Very dramatic coast here. And it is a little over about an hour until I arrive at my station. So I think it's going to be lunchtime when we leave here.
ご乗車ありがとうございます。特急南紀3号 Kii Katsura行きです。次は
Another perfect train meal. Excuse me, not done eating yet, but we're at Owase Station. And when it first opened, it was called Owashi Station. And in old pictures, you can see how the hiragana before O was the old style before they reformed it. In the 1950s, it became Owase. Same kanji, but you went from Owashi to Owase. I'm not even halfway through my lunch yet.
Next stop is Kumanoshi.
I managed to finish my lunch before we reached my station. My last few minutes on the Nanki were quiet and reflective. At this point, you're about as far along a train line as you can get in Japan, with no other connecting lines for over 100 kilometers in both directions. But views of the turquoise sea and the sunny, barren beaches are worth the effort it takes to get here.
Thank you for traveling with us. Near Kumanoshi Station is Shichiri-Mihama Beach, the longest pebble beach in Japan and one of Japan's 100 best beaches.
Okay, I'm getting off here at Kumanoshi Station. This train, this is the final station on the Kisei line. From here it goes into Wakayama Prefecture, and that's technically a different line, so it would be its fourth line. It goes to 2 more stations and then finishes, turns around and goes back. But I'm getting off here because I want to see more about this town. But for now, there it goes, started up and heading off. Thanks for riding the Nanki with me, and next we'll be exploring this town a little bit. So, thanks for riding, and I'll see you next time.
Watch today's full extended video without ads and see more as a paid or free supporter at patreon.com/T1DWanderer. Special thanks this week in random order to Calvin Ferreira, Lars Steenberg, David Richley, Will Phillips, Samantha, Lever Wong, Matt Kane, Ray Nichols, Russell Davis, and Thomas G. Ritchie. Thanks for wandering around the JR Nanki train with me. Everywhere is worth exploring.